This is your daily market recap for Thursday, May 12th, 2022. Let's go. Hey everyone, this is my channel to help investors and traders develop a probability-based mindset to succeed. Also try and keep friends informed of what's going on in the markets and the economy, and also a little real estate content as well. This is Dan Max at EXPI Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is your daily market recap for Thursday, May 12th, 2022. Let's get into it. Again, if you are not in the Discord room, at least watching, paying attention, we are handing out live alerts, Twitter as well, dropping knowledge, continuously updating the trades that we're in, trying to promote probability trading that goes with the trend, that wins, and that is something that's duplicable. You know, a lot of people who start off trading really look for the holy grail, the certainty of trading, and I'm here to tell you that there is no certainty. There's only probabilities. And what the goal is for my trading site, my Discord room, is to show people how to manage probabilities and trade accordingly. On that note, if you've been a bear, congratulations. We are not done. You cannot spell capitulation without oil. We will get into that shortly. Let's roll into Bitcoin. Thank you, session disconnect. What did we say? It's got to hold like 29, 30,000. It's trying to. And again, if you are a Bitcoin bull, this potentially could be capitulatory, meaning you get like the volume and then it leads to the base out and maybe higher. At this point, all you can trust is your stops. Not going to tell you anything other than that. Use stops, please, for the love of God. TLT. Wow. Well, we really nailed this one today, calling the top. And again, I said this in the video. I said watch channel high in the 20-day, because I don't really believe in. I mean, I know V bottoms happen, but I don't believe in them. And so, at this point, what do you see? See the first bottom. You hit the 20-day. You hit the old channel. You should pull back. Now, where do you say? Oh, well, where do you buy bonds if you want to buy a pullback? You try to get as close to the lows as possible, because what do we know the typical formations? Shoulder, head, head and shoulder bottom, W bottoms, higher low bottoms that are W's, or W's that are slightly lower. So if you think about the four potential probabilities of what can happen here, you need to set your alarms for, I'd say, like 115, 114, and based on the price as it drops, which it probably will. You just wait. I know that's really hard for people, but that's literally all you got to do. But we'll see if you can make that happen. I mean, I'm watching it. I'd like to buy the TLT, but I'm seeing some oil stuff that just really gets me jonesing. When I say jonesing, like, I mean, lead headline, as what was it? Maya was saying on Fox News this last night, is all oil, all oil. I have to imagine that people are frantically selling stocks and they're buying oil, and that just seems ripe for a bear market, or that just seems ripe for bears to absolutely destroy bulls who are buying oil now. We'll get into it some more. Again, dollar. Told you guys it's going higher. Warned that if this broke out of the weekly channel, it's going to go higher. Going higher. The VIX. Not much to say here other than what have we talked about? High and tight compressing under the trend line. Use the mid-30s, whatever. I mean, you don't have to be exact. I try to explain that to people. Like, please don't bring a ruler to trading. Like, there isn't anything exact about emotional panicking, selling, buying, capitulation. Like, it's not exact. Like, maybe you'll claim you nailed the exact bottoms, but let's be honest. Layering in and layering out and trading accordingly is just as profitable and actually smarter than trying to pick the actual bottom. Unless you see the action and you're familiar with how to pick bottoms, you really can't predict them until they're playing out. And that sounds like, what the heck are you talking about? It's like, think about it. People are like, what's your price target down on oil? I don't know. I'll know when we get there. It's like, how do you pick a top? Well, I know when we'll get there. It's really that simple. I know that sounds very difficult to understand, but that's the reality. We hit my channel low. I talked about that on Twitter. Should bounce. Congrats. Everyone's going, well, is this the bottom? Unreal, man. The market hasn't even capitulated. I know. Keep in mind, what do we talk about? The final move of a down move or an up move is channel, 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 blowout of the channel. The final move is the blowout of the channel. The final move is the blowout of the channel. We talk about that. This is more of a pennant. I would argue that we never even really had a blowout on the peak, but if you look at the monthly charts, this is what I talk about, blowout of the channel. I mean, here you go. Here's your nice channel. Here's your next one. That was the blowout. Again, I mean, it's really hard for someone to argue that the market's going lower or higher near term and comfortable thinking that this is the actual bottom for the long term. Like, you've got to be, I wouldn't say stoned, but you've got to be pretty possessed with your own holdings. Like, if you're along the market, that is really what you want to see, is higher market prices later. I don't think it's happening. Today's action, I mean, I'm honestly, the day-to-day action within the market, I mean, it just is what it is. You know, if you think you can predict every day up and down in a downtrend, it's the same thing as in an uptrend. Like, you got to look for the stretched points, and this was like such a smooth market. I mean, the volatility, remember, it was so low. Well, now you have VIX in the 30s, and I say this all the time. VIX up in the 30s means up and down. Like, notice it, up and down, up and down, up and down, and we've been sustaining the 30s for what feels like. Let's go back and look at the VIX. I mean, is it literally since March? No, end of April. I mean, yeah, end of April. We're just chopping around. So some people who, again, they're going to come to the Discord room, they're going to hit me up on StockTwits, and they're going to be like, you don't know what you're talking about. And it's like, I've been literally calling this every day. And what I mean every day is that please don't get complacent with the capitulation or picking the bottom. Like, we're not seeing puke action. Like, I don't see fear in the 40s and 50s. Head and shoulders top on the Qs, much lower right shoulder. We've talked about this thing. Is probably going to go. Let's go back in the time machine. I do this every video. So if you're familiar with it, just be patient. 120 down to 60 was the last Q correction off the high on the monthly. Approximately 50%. Where are we? 410. We're only at 300. No, 290s. Do the math. It takes you back down into my trend line. I've purposely draw this stuff so you can reference it. Doesn't mean we're going to get there tomorrow. I boggles my mind when people are like, when? Tell me when, Dan. Tell me when. I don't know. It's like a kid in the back seat of the car as you're driving to Disneyland or whatever. We'll get there when we get there. That's just how it works. I mean, the markets are not straight line mechanisms. They are choppy, sloppy mechanisms that promote over trading, then lose traders money. It's really that simple. IWM, not surprised. Hey, look at that. We're back at the pre-COVID highs. And we bounced. Okay, cool. Hey, maybe we bounce into OPEX next week. I don't know. I mean, again, I'm again, the more you short, I've told this to people. All right, my shorts, I have less shorts the more the market drops. And I don't really have a problem with it bouncing, because if I think it's a bear market and we have not capitulated, what do you think I'm doing? I'm eyeballing more shorts on pops. It's not that hard. I mean, I layer in, I layer out. IWM looks like crap. I mean, it drops 5 days in a row and we see one green candle and everybody's like, bull freaking market, brah. No, whatever. Oversold bounce. That's all it is. Let's get into gold, because I want people to like take a minute and listen to me, and listen to me wisely. I have been trading gold, silver, miners for as long as I've been trading. One thing that is for sure is when it goes to the upside, it's going to go higher than you think. And when it goes to the downside, it goes lower than you want it to. When things get sloppy, market gets emotional, your levels don't matter. I've said that. I said I liked it at 174. I like it at 170. I mean, we literally hit my bottom today. Do you see it? But what does the action say? I mean, look at the action. I mean, there's nobody down here buying this stuff. Like, they pulled the bids. You just got rug pulled. And I've said this for, since basically March. Like, this cup and handle, this handle could play out for as long as it needs to play out, because no different than, I wish you could see the bottom in the 2000s. I mean, it takes as long as it's going to take. When do we get there, Dan? I don't know, but you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave it alone because the Q2 weakness. I just don't. I watch Twitter. Please follow me on Twitter and just follow some of the people on there and just notice how, like, no matter what's happening in the gold market, silver market, metals market, uranium, every day is a buy. They can create a chart that looks like a buy. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I can predict that, like that, with that clarity. They're using indicators that follow the price. Right now, the price is doing what? It's attracting to zones that are support and resistance. And at this point, I've said all along, pray we get back into the 160s. Just pray. I know this is not a bad level, but I mean, I even thought like it could bounce here and chop. But now that the market is not capitulating, we got to redraw this. It's going to be more like this. Oopsies. Something like this. Bounce to that. Come back. Maybe make a lower low. And then boom. That's what I think. Now, again, what I think doesn't matter because we have to trade the market. We'll see what happens when things happen. People just want to know now. You want certainty in trading? Well, guess what? Don't get twisted. What have I said? I thought 1920 was going to break. My no-brainer buy zone. What happened? I've said leave it alone. Leave it alone. What's happened? Lower. Where's it going, Dan? It's going to where it needs to go. I've warned people back, like, this action in the COVID low. I mean, we talked about it. Like, you had this nice choppy top. Boom! Blowout low, and then look what happens. Slam up. Pretend this is choppy top. Slam low. Boom up. That's what's coming. And now, again, I know you love the voiceovers and the actual extra emphasis with the words here, but that's what I'm waiting for. Where at? I've said this over and over. Let me put it on the chart because I don't have the weekly. Remember this? I've been putting it on the monthly. Here you go. Pray you get 16 or 17. Pray. And again, when I say pray, like, here it is on the monthly. Just let it come to you. I mean, I just hate people losing money because they're married to their losses than married to the risk management. And we told people, you got to start unloading up here. It's not acting right. When we said this action followed by the next gap and then the next, we're like, this is gone. And then again, I didn't tell you it was going to 19 or 20 in a straight line. Fine, whatever. I just said don't buy. And have I been proven right? I guess so. All right, 30, 29. We talked about in the GDX. Love it. Here we go. Blue zone. Not buying it. Dan, oh my God, you said when we get you got to buy it. Well, look at the market conditions. Did the market looks like, has it capitulated yet? Has it blown out? No. So I hate to say this because it is literally my favorite sector. I will line up Nugget and be ready to actually absolutely slam it. And you know what? Maybe it comes back down to 26. I mean, what if it fills, I mean, is this gap being filled? Yeah, what if it fills some old gaps from like 19, 20? I mean, what if it touches 16? I don't know, but you know what I'm doing? I'm not buying. I have no desire to buy because the seasonality, it's May. I said wait till the end of, at least end of June, end of the quarter. I mean, I feel bad for people because it's like they think the market cares what they think. I'm trying to show you that it doesn't matter. Your stops are what matters. And if you got stopped out at the highs and you use trail stops, you're not sitting here like every baboon and idiot on Twitter just, hey, buy. You got to buy. You got to buy. Hey, Dan, you got to buy metals now. Come on, bro. You got to buy. No, I don't. I'd rather be late on these things because I cannot pick a bottom until we see a capitulation. I'm going to say it over and over. AG had earnings today. Loved it in the 9s and 10s. Didn't buy it. Still lower. We talked about this action. If you couldn't get over this level, it was done. What happened? Boom. Where have we said we'd love to see it get to? Man. $6, $4. Oh my God, that would be a gift. AEM. I mean, let's roll through these miners quick. Same thing. What did we say? Oh God, double top. Or not double top, but retesting the range highs. Where do we come? 46. I can't tell you 46, 48 level is going to hold until what? I'll say it over again. Capitulation. You can't spell capitulation without oil. Study oil. We're getting there. PAAS. Let's keep the order. NFGC. Loved it at 570. I made my first miners buy at 570. And guess what? I totally got burned by it because it was a channel low. It confirmed to me, why would I add more when this is just getting pounded? Now, again, I like this company long term in the $5, $6, $4, $3, whatever. I don't care price wise long term, but I am literally doing the same thing as the Twitter idiots. But I did it with 500 shares, so I'm not like screaming bloody. I'm not gonna get blown out by a $250 loss at this point. But made my feeler bet, wasn't right. I probably should stop out, but I think this is a company that could get bought out at any point. Now people are like, oh, that's what they post on Twitter. I don't care what they think. This is what I think. This company actually could. Everybody else don't care. Don't care at all. Just don't care what they think. You shouldn't either. You should don't care what the market thinks. PAAS. Love it down here. Oh my God. But guess what? Yeah. Love it better at 16. Love it better. I mean, I drew the channel out here because I thought it would get there slowly, but we'll see what happens. I mean, again, I can't pick a bottom until we capitulate. I mean, I just say it over and over. I mean, let's get in the materials names. I love them. I absolutely love US Steel. They had one of the best quarters ever. Meow. Can't buy it. Where next? I don't know, man. What? Pay attention. Study for capitulation. VALE. Love it. I like seeing it chop, but you know what? I'm not going to buy it. What if it comes back and fills the gaps down in the 11 range? I don't care. CCJ, I was told I was an idiot for not buying 21. Well, thank you. We're now making lower lows. I love this stock long term. I love the trend line. I love everything about it. But guess what? I don't love this market condition to go long because everything is going to get liquidated. If it's not been proven already that I was correct about such, then I don't know where your head is. You either up your ass, you have your charts upside down, or you're lying to yourself. Because in a capitulation, blowout, bear market, whatever you want to call it, nothing is safe. It just isn't. You need stable markets for people to get comfortable buying because they're getting liquidated. They're getting margin called. Arrow. I love it. Love the stock going lower. Oh my God, you got to start buying. No, you don't. Absolutely not. I mean, it could blow out of the channel real quick. So here, let's draw it as more of a box. I'd be watching the 8, 10. No, like the 8, 9 range. I mean, I could see it doing a whoosh out. I mean, that's what you want to see. Trust me, because the whoosh out turns into that silver rip and go. Mosaic, we talked about this stock. We sold it at the 8-day. It's holding up high and tight. I like it. I mean, I think it looks good. You can see yesterday we bought it here on the 2-day range. Low area 56s, popped up to 62. Close to that, you sold. Or you wrote covered calls, which I did. Just chilling. I mean, I don't know what to tell people. I mean, it looks strong, but I don't trust it. That's why I have this little blue zone down here, because that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. So yeah, great to see it up $3. Cool. Cool story. Look where it's hitting. 20-day, 50-day. Look at the volume. You're not seeing capitulation. Dan, I don't care, man. AMD. Just don't want to argue with folks. Argue with talk to your stops and talk to yourself, because if you can't manage risk in this kind of market, I mean, you're going to get blown out at some point. We all do if you don't. I mean, it's like literally like guaranteed. Like if you want to argue with me and you think that you know what's better, let me buy life insurance on your portfolio, because I can guarantee that if you don't have risk management, your account's blowing up. Just a matter of when. Oh, I bought this. All right, man. Whatever. AMD talked about shorting this up at 100. Talked about it at 125. We said there's a head and shoulders top, and it was done. We're not at the 70s yet, so I'm not really capitulating. I'm not giving up on this trade. They had great earnings. I don't care. It doesn't matter what their earnings are in a bear market or in a correction. It just doesn't matter. Stop trying to call a bottom. Apple still short from the 170s. And then the retest post earnings after hours at 170. Oh my God, it's a doji. It hit your back test your trend line. Dan, did you take your money? No, because I'm less short AMD, QQQ, Apple as it's come down. I am in positions where I will let those things run, because if the Q's correct 50%, he's got way lower to go, much lower. So it just is what it is. And if it pops, don't feel sorry for me, because I will be standing here at 150 with what? A baseball bat and a hammer, ready to beat some bulls down and just short the stock. If I'm wrong, I stop out and my trade's over. I mean, you can't go broke taking profits, hence we did along the way. If it pops and we reshort something and it fails, you're out. I mean, it's just that simple. I think the downside is still great. The weakness is still great within you. Roadblocks, hello. What did I tell you guys? This thing was ready to pop. Talked about yesterday. Look what happened today. I didn't play it. Others did, because again, I can't play everything, but people who follow, nice. Nice. I love it. I love seeing it. Again, I anticipated it was going to bounce. We said at some point it gets so cheap. Where do we have the fibs? Did we hit the 1.5 fib extension low? Okay, no, we didn't. I was like, whoa, because that would have been rather impressive. Let me draw it. Okay, you got close enough. Nice bounce. Maybe on the monthly it forms a doji and goes higher. Next, Tesla. Oh my God. Every day. Every single day. Dan, you don't know what you're talking about. This is Tesla. It's Elon Musk. It's going higher. I literally did a movie on risk management, and I talked about it the day that this thing topped. Go back and look at my feed on risk management 101 or psychology 101. I said, you got to be careful chasing highs. Again, I'm not shorting down here, but I absolutely see lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low. I mean, it's, again, I do this every day, and people still like, and I don't know what they're thinking. I said, if the channel breaks, you're done. You're below the 20-month, you're done. No, I'm holding out for higher prices, Dan. Well, guess what? You're probably holding out for lower prices, but that's the irony of it, is you don't know. And then you didn't use your stops, and guess what? You have no bullets to fire down here. You are still all in, and you have rode a $1,250 price tag down to $700. How does that feel? It feels like you should never do it again. That's why you follow me. That's why we practice this stuff, is what we talk about discipline. Or you just like to lose money ultimately, and that's honestly a choice. I'm amazed how people don't think it though. EXPI acting pretty well down here. Here we go. Fundamentals. Fundamentals don't matter. People bought this and got it in the 90s. I've been buying in the teens and the 20s. And you know what? I have to hold a partial amounts for my IRA stuff. And I don't really care, because it's not going to make me rich, but it's also is what it is. I mean, I am come to terms that this thing could go all the way back down to whatever price it has to go to. I will sell it at some point when I feel like selling, but ultimately the fundamentals are strong, but they don't matter. But here's the hardest thing about it, again, is I have it with my what did they call it? It's the IRA, not the IRA, the 401k matching accounts. Why is my brain dead? Sorry, long day. Anyway, and it's just in there. I don't look at it ever. And honestly, to me, getting paid in stock, and I tell this to people all the time, you should never bank on it being your retirement. Absolutely not. Your company's paying your stock. There's no guarantee that they're going to be around when you retire. So it's like free extra money. UTHR, I've said this probably a half a dozen times a day. This company is going to get bought out at some point. It is holding up high and tight, as the market is not. They clearly are doing something right, because you made higher highs and you're holding tight. Now, again, on a flush, you should probably watch it. When this gets bought out, don't be surprised when I'm like, not surprised. Let's end it with oil, because here is where the magic in the market is happening. Everybody's buying oil, right? Everybody's unloading their stock accounts. They're buying market oil related names. Everybody thinks oil can't go lower. The sentiment is literally 100% bullish, even in this market action. I will say this again, tattoo this on your forehead, write it in your book. You cannot spell capitulation without oil. Without oil capitulating, the market hasn't bottomed, y'all. It just hasn't. Now, maybe it could short-term bottom. I don't know, but I don't trust a bottom without oil. If you want, here's why. Let's go back in the time machine, where one of Dan's best trades of all time, oil. People were talking about the stock market crashing. It's like, well, the stock market can't crash until oil crashes. And what did it do? It really stretched out all the way into July of 28. Boom! That's capitulation. Oil came back. Again, you have to remember, high prices creates demand destruction, which creates less demand, which creates no need for supply, which means the oil companies ultimately are overproducing, and it's the opposite of a pop. They're going to get hurt at some point. I think we're at those prices. Now, am I predicting this action? Boo, I don't know. But don't you guys remember COVID? When it just, oh yeah, that's right, went almost to zero. I mean, I think the futures definitely went negative, but are we going negative? That's the next question. No, I'm just anticipating, like, I will know we're at a market low when COVID, Jesus, I hate saying COVID, it's such a stupid term. We'll know when oil's done. I mean, again, here you go. There is the honestly the most important nugget of the video, and it's 25 minutes in. You will know the capitulation in the market is done when oil gets smacked. XOP, we've been shorting this thing in the 140s. We've been buying the drip in the 20s, 21, 22 range. Oh, it held, Dan. It's so bullish. Okay. I don't know. Oh, hold on. I want to go with the USO 10-minute because I think a lot of this is getting little... Oh, sorry. I posted this on Twitter. Let me draw it for y'all real quick. Because you can see how I watch levels. 0.618. Draw this in like 3 seconds. Boom, 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 boom. Talked about this area being support resistance. Look what we did. That's why I was shorting up here. I did not chase it. Technically, you could draw it a little higher. Here's where your stop probably should be. It's right there. 0.618. Resistance above. Everybody loves oil. It's making lower highs. We'll see what happens. Now, when I say lower highs, you got to zoom out again. See? Lower highs? I do. 10-minute. Again. Watch. Because you're seeing little signals. So when it rallied today, notice this candle here. Notice this candle right here. What is it? This little guy, yeah. That's something. Anomaly. Big volume, small candle. Okay. I'm just saying. I'm trying to find. That's probably the really first major signal to short oil. Even though I think the XOP ultimately leads oil, and I've said that a dozen times, is that the drillers, miners, exploration stocks will always lead. Well, let's look at XOP real quick then. Let's go to the videotape. If you guys know that reference, please drop it in the link or in the description for this video. What do you have? A secure high at the 100-month at the 0.382 at the old IPO price at the volume at price node where it's strongest muscle memory? It might correct. Oh my god. Oh my. It's like what was that meme with the he's like he's supposed to be like the serial killer finder, and he's like, oh yeah, right, yeah, like that's, oh duh. Look at the charts, man. Look at the charts. What's that live skit was? That was Bill Hader. He's like eating the popcorn and he looks all creepy. Yeah, look at that, huh? Wow, 100-month, 0.382, volume at price zone. I wonder if it's gonna go ripping above it. Now again, we play probabilities. We don't play certainties. The odds are, I would say 90%. Oh, look at that. You hit it and bounced and made a lower high, and now you're back at the lows. This choppy action, we've said the XOP is a choppy SOB. Hey, when it breaks, it breaks. US oil breaks. ExxonMobil should break. Now, I know people are like shorting it, and they're like, the 50 days breaking. It's going to take as long as it's going to take, y'all. Double top. ExxonMobil, double top. US oil, lower highs. XOP, lower highs. You see in the picture here, I am on Margin Island. I am camped out with a big oil short. Because you know what? When it's done, I can confirm the market has bottomed. Never forget, you can't spell capitulation without oil. All right, we good? You feeling good? I hope so. I mean, again, stop by the Discord room. If this stuff is rocket science to you, I hopefully am explaining it in a way that seems simple, because I always tell people, like, in the heat of the battle, in war, in a fight, in any scrum where your emotions are high, you have to know that you know. You have to know what to do. You need to know your exit. You need to know how to fight back. You need to know how to win the battle. And if you don't know how to win battles in trading, your account balance says it. Like, don't lie to yourself. Like, I've lied to myself. Trust me, I dug deep into my own brain many times and realized the market's doing what it's doing. I'm the idiot when I'm wrong. I've been wrong. I'll be wrong. But one of the things that we're trying to create here is a board and group of traders that looks out for each other, that also knows how to trade. I mean, it sounds like rocket science, doesn't it? It sounds difficult, but I guarantee, try to find a place where they all do, and find a mentor willing to show you guys for free. Because at some point, I know there's a lot of paid services, but they all blow out. What I love to show is that when I'm wrong, why I'm wrong. Like, that's where you learn. Like, you know, it's like in life, you learn from your mistakes. I've made every mistake probably a dozen times or more. I've learned each time, each iteration. I've created the rules. I've created the systems that ultimately lead me to what? Smaller losses and bigger wins. When someone says you are nuts to short oil, I say you're nuts not to. I mean, it's literally, you can't even, literally the volume is just dying. Demand is dying. Only retail is coming in at the end. That's typically how it happens. And again, do we need a blow up? Maybe we do. Maybe this thing needs one. And guess what? You have a stop and you go, the risk was worth the reward. I'm just warning y'all. I'm just warning you mentally. Be prepared to be wrong. So your plan takes into account, what do you do when you're wrong? What do you do when you're right? Like, this is the kind of stuff you always have to be aware of. Because there's a million traders out there that were like, hey, dude, gold, I can't sell that. I never sell gold. Oh, do you believe in uptrends 365 days a year? Okay, well, you know what? Anyone who followed me saved their year, maybe their quarter, maybe their marriage, maybe their life, because they didn't blow out or not getting blown out. I mean, I've been there. I mean, I've had so much pressure on a trade before that I thought I had to hold it. I had to make it all back. Once I liquidated, went to cash, and realized I can breathe again, it was obvious what I had to do. It was wait for the bottom and go big. Or it was wait for this action and trade it. And wait for this. Again, whatever your resolution is, that's you. That's you. That's your head that you need to figure out. I can try to help you, but ultimately you have to be willing to give up. You have to surrender. You have to put the shovel down. You have to stop digging your own grave. I can't make people stop doing that. I couldn't make myself stop doing it at one point. I've been there. So how do you get out of it? It starts with you. It starts with learning. It starts with having a plan. It starts with a commitment to excellence and discipline. That's what trading is. We're trading probabilities. If you think anybody in the world of trading is always right, go study some of the biggest, most successful hedge funds, and they will tell you what their win rate percentage is. It's not 100%. And you think you're going to beat them with your at home with your one computer and your little trading setup? No. You're high if you think so. So that's the reality. We'll talk to you later. Please be smart. Be patient. Hey, thanks for watching. If you have any questions, stop by the Discord room. A link is in the description below. Also, if you'd like to help support more free content, the PayPal link is in the description as well. I appreciate your continued support of the channel.